Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Melissa Chambers Consulting Wednesday Words of Wisdom. I hope you're having a good week. And I hope you had a good weekend. We are talking today. I wanted to talk very briefly about not being able to do this alone. First of all, you are not alone. And I felt like this was a good topic that I picked to talk about today because today, a few hours ago, was our support group. And we have it once a month. It is facilitated by yours truly. It is on Zoom. It is the first Wednesday of every month from 1 to 2:30. And in the comments, I'm going to put a copy of the flyer, and you can go right on melissachambersconsulting.com under the events tab to register for it. Again, it's on Zoom, it's virtual, so you can do it from wherever, even if you are at a point where you cannot leave your loved one at home or not home, or home not supervised. So it might be hard for you to get out. You could just take it right from home. All you have to do is click on the link and it will let you join. You can do it from your phone. You can do it from your computer. It's pretty simple. But support groups are often not well attended. And I say that meaning our support group, it has consecutive attendance every month. However, for as long as I've been facilitating support groups, which has been about 15 years now, I would say that they are not overall as a whole well attended. And I think the main reason for that is because caregivers, whether you're caring for a loved one living with some sort of dementia or some other diagnosis of a whole different sort, you don't take time to care for yourself because you're always so busy caring for your loved one. And we usually put ourselves at the very bottom of our, checklist, of our to-do list, and we usually don't ever get to cross ourselves off of it, or we cross ourselves off because we've just ran out of hours in the day and we know that we're not going to get to ourselves, and we have to move ourselves up to the very top of the checklist. It's sort of like the analogy when you're flying in the airplane and the flight attendant is giving you directions in case of a plane crash, and she says when the oxygen pops down, you have to put your own oxygen on before you put anyone else's oxygen on, even if it's your child. And the reason is you cannot help the person next to you unless you're helping yourself first, if you run out of that oxygen. And that's just what they happen to be talking about, when the flight attendant is giving the instructions. What we're talking about here is you have to care for yourself in order to continue to take care of your loved one. And so part of that is a support group, is attending a support group. And a lot of times we hear people say, well, what good is it going to do me to attend a support group to hear people complain about the same thing that I'm complaining about? And while it doesn't make your problems go away, it doesn't make the issues that you're maybe complaining about or maybe talking about or venting about or whatever the case is, maybe it doesn't make those things go away, but it does help you to understand that you are not going through this alone. And maybe someone in the support group is not going through the same exact thing that you're going through in that particular moment. Maybe they went through it last year or 10 years ago or last month, and they can give you some ideas of things that they've tried. Maybe the facilitator, me in this case, can give you some suggestions or ideas or some things, or maybe they're just a listening ear. I can tell you the support group that that I run, that I facilitate, has become like its own little family, and anyone who attends the support group, I think, would would tend to agree with that. And so I can tell you that it has been invaluable for some of our attendees as well as myself. And so I just I thought this would be a good reminder that it is here, and I'm not the only one. I certainly am not the only support group around. There are many others that you can look for. A lot of them are in person. This one just happens to be virtual, but you should think about attending one. Of course, I would like you to attend ours. It's no charge, it's no cost to you. It's free. Of course, I would like you to attend ours. However, think about attending one. Think about making that your goal for the next month. I think you would find it surprisingly helpful, especially if you have not been a person who have thought about support groups as being helpful. I think you would be surprised. So I'm going to leave it with that. We do hope to see you next month, or I hope that you go to any support group. If you currently attend a support group, whether it's ours or elsewhere, drop a note in the comments and let us know what you think about it. We would love to hear from you. So I will leave that information in the comments as well. The website and that flyer for you, so you have the information there. Okay, I hope you have a good week. Thanks for tuning in, and if you need anything, don't hesitate to contact us. Otherwise, we will see you next week. Bye.